welcome to My Tiny Bottles, the series where I explore my grandmother's legacy of miniature liquor bottles, one tiny bottle at a time. I'm your host, Tammy Coxon. This beautiful little bottle, it's like perfect, of Martell Cognac is from the 1970s. One of the big clues to that is that it's labeled 70 proof, which doesn't mean it's a low proof brandy, but is just this weird quirk of pre-1980s UK law. Check out the links in the show notes to learn about how that works. It's kind of dating nerdiness. Martell Cognac is an old company. They were founded in 1715. They are not the oldest cognac maker, but they are the oldest of the modern big four cognac houses that together produce about 90% of all cognac sold today. But what is this stuff? In my time teaching cocktail classes, I've discovered that a lot of people are confused by cognac and by brandy in general. So here's a brief explainer. Cognac is a brandy. Today we use the word brandy as an overarching term for anything distilled from fruit. And if we don't say what kind of fruit it is, like apples, then that means it's made from grapes. But if you want your brandy to be cognac, it has to follow a bunch of additional rules. First, it has to be made in the Cognac region of France. Second, it has to be made from wine made mostly from Uni Blanc grapes. Next, it has to be distilled in a very specific style of copper pot still called a charente. And after all that, it is still not cognac, because it has to be aged for at least 2 years in French oak barrels. Which means that even though bourbon barrels are the staple of aged spirits around the world, you can't use one and call it cognac. Different letters are used on cognac labels to tell you how old it is. For VS, the youngest brandy in the blend has been aged for at least 2 years. VSOP, at least 4 years, although usually the average age is older. And for XO, the youngest brandy is at least 10 years old. This tiny bottle, it doesn't have any of those letters on it. It just has these 3 stars. And this is a carryover from older methods of indicating age. These days means the same thing as VS. VS, by the way, stands for very superior. XO, that's extra old. And if you're wondering why all those names on a French product are abbreviations of English words, it's because historically, and still today, cognac is primarily an export product. 95% of it is sent out of the country. That used to all go to the UK, but these days the main markets are the US and China. The French, meanwhile, they drink about as much scotch as they export cognac. That's it for bottle number 7. If you enjoyed this video, please drop a like or a comment below. Want to see more? Be sure to subscribe. You can also check out mytinybottles.com for a deeper dive into each bottle, including blogs and podcasts. Don't forget to follow My Tiny Bottles on your socials. Cheers!